Why you have to post inside of Discord and post correctly is so that I can review your trades. If I can't review your trades, then it's hard for me to help you. As we can see here, our boy Young Crippet just got liquidated for the first time in so long, trying to long Storg it literally in an instant, right? And he's got to learn that as soon as you post in, you have to put a 20% stop loss, 20 to 25%. It's the very first thing you do, and you put profits at 100% to make it really fast so that this does not happen. But let's review this, right? So we can take a look here and find out how to help him out and what went wrong in his trade. And we can do that by seeing here that today at 12:05 he posted that he got liquidated. Now, he didn't post that he was entering this trade. He was talking about Solano instead of, you know, Stork. So he jumped in this trade really quick, didn't post that he was looking to get into it, but he did post that, you know, what happened to him. So I can go back and look. Now, if he had posted that he was getting into the trade or when he was looking to get in the trade like he's supposed to, like Stork long entering on 3-minute green moon, yada, yada, what correctly, then I would have seen that he was getting into a trade, like entering on the 3-minute green moon, Stork long entering on 3-minute green moon, green trend, etc. But let's go take a look and see what happened to him here at 12:05 and see what it is. So let's pull up Stork, and I can go back to 12:05 today. And 12:05, let's use the 5-minute format here. I'm going to put a box here to represent 12:05. So at 12:05, which is this section here, the beginning of this box, this is 12. You can see down here my time says 12:05. So 12:05, which is right here, this is where he entered, and you can see he instantly got liquidated because he entered right here. Now let's take a look here and figure out what he did wrong. All right, so first of all, he's looking to go long here, right? And he was correct on this trade. He just entered too early and the trade went long on him, but then he didn't take advantage of that, right? So this drop that got him was about oh my god, this drop was about 186%, so he definitely got liquidated there. But let's take a look at what he did wrong. So right here, if he would have posted looking to go long on Stroj, right? Storage, whatever this is, right? So storage, and looking to go long, right? And he would have posted that, and we could have reviewed it. Now, what we would have saw here, if you guys can all see here, he's going long. But what's the first mistake here that he's making when he's going long? The first mistake is that he's trading against a 5-minute, right? The 5-minute is headed down. You can't go long if the 5-minute is headed down, right? You can see right here that the 5-minute at the time that he posted was literally headed down, okay? Now, the second thing is you never trade against the 15-minute RSI. Now, if we go look at the 15-minute RSI, we can see here that the 15-minute looked like it was going to cross over, which I guarantee you is probably where he thought he was entering. He thought the 15-minute was going to break through, and that was going to be the big push that happens. But instead, it rejected and came down. You have to let it break through before you make that entry. But anyways, if you would have thought you were going to enter at this point here, right, we can go look and say, okay, the 15 minutes about to break through. The proper entry would be a 3-minute green moon, 3-minute green trend. Now, if we go here, right, this is why we follow the system. At this moment here, this is a red moon, right? You guys see this? See this big red dot? That means no long position. When does this red dot on the 3-minute turn green? How do we enter a trade? We enter all trades based on 3-minute entries. 3-minute green moons, 3-minute green trends. 3-minute red moons, 3-minute red trends. Right here, there's a red moon, right? And I'm going to post this. The red moon is right here, and that red moon goes all the way to here. Okay, this is a 3-minute red moon section. There are no longs inside of this section. So if he would have posted that he was going into storage long, right, at this time, waiting for 3-minute green moon, 3-minute green trend, then he would have waited for this to happen, right? And we all would have looked and been like, oh, that looks like a good trade. And then when the 3-minute green moon hit with the 3-minute RSI headed up at that time, which is actually here, we would have noticed that the 5-minute RSI was also going up, and the 15-minute RSI had also at this point. Now look, let's say he waits. Let's say he doesn't trade, right? Now, the best part is if you're waiting for that, right? The 3-minute is basically what it is. It's confirmation of what's coming up in the next 9 minutes, right? So when you look at a time frame, guys, a window, a 3-minute, every time frame is times 3. So if you look at a 3-minute time frame, that means that you're getting a look into the future times 3. So 3, 6, 9. If you're looking at 15 minutes, that means 15 times 3, 45 minutes. So if he would have followed the basics, right? The basics, just the bare minimum, like not even checking his 15-minute RSI, not even doing everything properly, right? Not doing the system completely. If he would have just followed the safety net of 3-minute, okay, 3-minute green moon, right? That would have put his entry over here, okay? Now, if he was following the complete system, then he would have then went to his 15-minute, looked at his RSI. His RSI doesn't start to go flat till here, and it doesn't start to head up till here, and it doesn't cross until here, right? Now I'm going to put another box here when the 15-minute crosses, right? Which is going to be this box here, right? That's going to be the second green box. And the reason why I'm putting 2 boxes is because this is the first trade where he should have got in on a 3-minute green moon, 3-minute green trend. That's the early trade. If he would have waited for the RSI to bounce and start to go up on the 15-minute, right? Then he would have got in here. This is the latest and the safest entry point, which would have been here, okay? Now, if he follows those 2 things, he would have been successful, okay? But because he didn't, he got liquidated, right? And he shouldn't get liquidated because he should have a stop loss put in. As soon as you put in a trade, you put stop loss at 25%. You put take profit at 50, okay? Very simple. Now, let's go back and see how he would have done in these trades if he would have traded properly. Okay, green moon, green trend happens here. Here's his entry point, right? If he waits for the 15-minute RSI, that means he enters here, okay? Now, that trade is beautiful. And this trade here ends up getting over 180% profits. Like you're looking at this trade, 250% profits on that trade if he just waits for that to happen properly, right? Now, let's say if he goes and says, you know what, I'm going to wait for everything to be perfect. So when this trade hits, the 15-minute RSI is headed up, right? He comes back to the 3-minute to enter. He notices that the 3-minute RSI is headed down. So he waits for the 3-minute RSI to run its course because he's the safest trader possible. And he waits and it crosses right there. So he decides that his entry point is actually going to be off of this coin right here. Now, if he waits to do that and enters here like he's supposed to once again, he once again makes another 100, 200% gains very easily, no problem. Now, let's say that he says, you know what, I'm going to let the 3 minutes too high for me. I want it to go down one more time. It hits here, comes all the way back down, and it doesn't make it all the way down. It decides to bounce here and starts to head up. So he decides that this is the correct entry for him, which would be this box right here. Okay, so now he enters off this coin here, which would be right in here, and he goes for this thing. Once again, on this entry, this coin once again does 100, 200% profits. You see that? So if he would have just been patient like he's supposed to, doing what he was supposed to do, he would have made 200% on this trade very easily. All right, so here we go. We're about to get another 3-minute bounce. Here's another 3-minute moon right here, which is about to hit. We take a look at the 15. Right, the 15 still headed down, so we need that to swap over. And then we're going to be looking for the 15-minute green moon in here, right? And that's going to give us another trade. But that's how you break down that trade. That's what went wrong there, big dog. And make sure you always put your stop loss right away, man. But that's how you make that trade better. Other than that, good luck. God bless, guys.